Hey Aaron, good morning. Finally getting a chance to get caught up on the videos I need to do. Yeah, I mean you had a really good Laguna. That's the bottom line. But let's kind of dive into it a little bit. I'm not going to look at the data yet. I'll do that probably, I don't know, next week when I get a chance. Yeah, as far as let's look at the Blues video. Uh, let's go. Hang on a second. Aaron following blue. That's what I want. Yeah. So let's go ahead a lap. And yeah, I mean, I look at this. Let's back up a little bit. I mean, I really like what blue does here, which is stays all the way over the right. I mean, pretty good job. I would say his turn in's pretty good. It could be potentially later, but pretty good. And yeah, his line in there is great, except for I think he's a little bit late turning in here, meaning the idea is to be a little bit straighter going into two when the pace is up, so you can use more front brake because where you're at right now is actually almost where maximum braking is. So yeah, I mean it's his line in there is good, but I think I'd like to see him turn it a little bit earlier for two. And then yeah, I mean, I think his apex is a little bit. It's not bad, and I think it's fine. I'm overthinking it. Yeah, some of his turn-ins, I think his turn in for three is way too late, and the reason being is right there. He's not in a position to have the bike stood up, so he's arcing around the corner. So with the late turn in, you just end up with holding lean angle longer instead of getting it in and getting it up. So it works, but you end up being on the side of the tire too long. You're not in a position to get it picked up. Same thing with four, quite honestly. His turn in for four is too late. He's turning in, look at that, after the curb, or basically at the end of the curb. And same thing, he arcs around and he's not able to get the bike picked up until almost the exit. So it's just a little bit too late right there. Yeah, same thing in five. So look where he's getting the bike picked up. Getting the bike picked up pretty late. Right, as soon as you start drive throttle, we want to have that little bit of a pickup on the bike. It's not, again, it's not bad, but at pace, his six looks great. Yeah, I would want to be in position a little bit earlier coming up the hill. So you see how he gets there, but he's actually pointed a little bit to the left. I actually want to be pointed to the right. So he gets there late. So he's kind of pointed this way when I already want to be pointed this way. And the reason that's important is you go faster. You're not having to make an extra move, and it's more of a brain space issue. He gets over there for sure, but you see how he gets over there with a little bit of lean angle. I don't know if I'd be that wide at turn in. I probably wouldn't be all the way on the paint on the right. Pretty good in here, honestly. His line in here is awesome. Little bit. His turn in, he got such a good drive down the hill that his turn in was late, I thought. And again, he just has to hold more lean angle. He's late for 10. You can see where he's apexing. I just think that's a little bit too late. Same thing. I think he's late for 11 as well. So going back to your notes, following blue. Yes. Yeah, I mean, you have to use all the track. That's all there is to it. 6 wasn't bad. I found that use the left-hand curve to go in straighter, but I don't know about that. Yeah, I mean, I think the trajectory is, I think he's late getting the trajectory up into 7, as I pointed out. I think that's I think he has the right idea, but straighter, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I would not have done 8 that way. Yeah, I disagree. I disagree with the 9 and the 10 and 11. I think those are too late. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, all right, let's go back and look at yours. So looking at yours, I don't know why I paused it on this. Maybe this is the lap that I wanted to look at because I looked at this last week. Yeah, a little bit. I think you're a little bit late getting direction at 11. I mean, 10's not bad, but I also think I'd like to see your butt over to the left a little bit earlier here. Pretty good though. So here, it's not bad. I just would like to see it a little bit more sharper. Because do you see how you had to add lean angle right there? So I'd like your 11 just to be slightly sharper. More straight up and down brake pressure is what it boils down to. Because right there, you're having to hold a little bit of lean angle. And then here, I think the turn in can be later. You still fade in a little bit there. It needs to be at the bridge or after. And so what's freaking you out is, yeah, I mean, you turn in too early there, and then you end up too tight too early. And it actually makes the vision a little bit harder to see as well, right? So the radius is tighter, and then it's just harder to see right there. So wider there for sure. There goes Dan. I think your turn in for 2 is not bad, maybe a little bit late. 2A. Yeah, that's actually pretty darn good right there. I think your turn in there is good, other than it might have been a little bit quick. Great. Zero issue there. Definitely got track on the exit. Yeah, still pretty quick turn in right there. A little bit slower turn in rate. Yeah, plenty of room to have a little bit quicker hand through there on the drive, or carry a little bit more overall speed in there. Pretty good 6. I can already tell it turn in. It's great 6. Definitely has some track just to use there. Okay. So we need to split that difference. My front tire is going to be right here, but I'm going to be pointed a little bit more this way, where I'm overdrawing it, where blue is pointed more this way. But yeah, you're definitely in too early. And your butt is to the left, where your butt needs to be to the right. It's a separate movement in there. So stay over to 7 earlier. I'm sorry, stay over to 7. Get over there later. Sorry. Get over to 7 earlier to be straighter in. Yeah, so you see where blue is for sure. I like where blue is at. But now, yeah, your line in there is just a little bit off. I think blue's line is too far to the right. So you're sort of splitting the difference right there. That's great. Yeah, I almost think that you're giving too much throttle over 8. too much throttle over 8 and then having to let off for the right. I'd rather see you crack the throttle open and then move the bike and drive sooner off of down the hill. See, that late is what puts you all the way over to the right. Turn-in's pretty good. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. There, you moved over earlier, great. And again, you're still having to hold lean ankle right there. So the bike needs to be a little bit crisper. So I think overall, I mean, pretty darn good. A few things that we can play with for sure. I'm trying to think about how I can draw up in the corkscrew. So yeah, the whole idea is that we want this sort of trajectory in there, and to me it looked like blue was a little bit more going this way. I'm overdrawing it, and then you were down here. So I think that there's some things that we can do there to clean that up. And then also, again, just turn 1 a little bit earlier. I'm sorry, turn 1 later turn in, turn 2A a little bit earlier turn in. 3 is great, 4 is great, 5 is great. Other than I think you can pick your eyes up to the exit a little bit sooner. 6 was awesome. I think there's time in 7, not a lot of time, but there's definitely time in 7. And there's definitely time in 8 and 9. So you're just rushed with direction in 8. And that's actually screwing up your 9. And then your 10 is awesome. And then 11, I just think there's no time there other than getting the bike more deliberately pointed there. And that's just more of a safety issue than anything. So yeah, pretty darn good. Yeah, actually very, very good. This is very quick riding and some really easy things to fix as well. So yeah, awesome job.